This morning, we are kicking off a two-part series on effective parenting, okay? You're going to want to listen to this one. It's a very hot topic. Educational psychologist Dr. Karen Streeter joins us now to discuss disciplining children. Dr. K, this can be somewhat of a controversial topic, to spank a child or not.
Yes, it is very controversial. I have been talking about this for all of my career, which, yes, I started at 2, so it's been over 30 years. But yes, lots of people have very strong opinions about whether they should spank or not to spank. And they think that the answer is as easy as black or white. Got that, right? But it's not that easy. It's about really thinking about it, and the correct answer is it depends. It depends. First of all, let's look at what spanking is even. So when we're talking about spanking, spanking is really a form of punishment that's inside of a discipline system. And usually it is when you take the hand and you hit on the bottom quickly to stop a behavior. And what I say to parents is, if the child is bigger than this bear, they're probably too big for you to spank, because you would have to hit them so hard that you would go into abuse before they would really realize what's going on. So bear here is about the size of a toddler, and so spanking with a toddler would be something like if they're running across the street, you have to get them quickly, hit them on the bottom. That's going to shock them and they'll never do it again. But one thing that spanking does not do, it does not teach new behavior. So it's simply a punishment. And many cultures really believe in spanking. A lot of different people believe in it, and there are many myths around spanking. Oftentimes people think, I've heard people say, oh, you can't discipline your kids, you can't spank your kids, they're going to take you to jail. It's outlawed. And actually it is not outlawed. It's up to the states. And in the state of Tennessee, it is not against the law to spank your child. It is against the law to abuse your child. It is against the law to abuse a child at school. Many schools have not banned spanking, but they choose not to, because there is a lot of research out there that would indicate that there are better ways to discipline a child. And when you're looking at discipline, not only do you want to stop bad behavior, you want to encourage good behavior and encourage making the right decisions. So there are many things that we have to think about when we're trying to decide whether or not we're going to spank. So we have a quiz today.
Okay.
So when we're thinking about whether or not to spank, we want to look at several different things. First of all, we want to look at the child's age. Okay. So at a certain age, you know you're going to stop spanking. If the child is bigger than the bear, if they're 12 years old, 17 years old, it's really hard to spank someone at that point. So it wouldn't be really effective. That's the next thing you want to look at, is the behavior that you're looking at, will it effectively be stopped or changed as a result of what you're doing? You also want to look at what the behavior is. Does the choice of spanking or not match the behavior? For an example, you have a 1-year-old who spills some milk. That's not really worth a spanking. That's probably worth just, hey, you're going to help me clean this up, which is called a natural consequence. Then you also want to look at your attitude as a parent. Sometimes we're spanking because we're feeling really frustrated, and when we get finished spanking, we don't feel frustrated, and that is not a reason to spank. So you want to check your attitude before you make a decision about spanking. And then finally, you want to know if your child has any special needs or disabilities, because sometimes a child will have a behavior because they have a disability, and that is not something you necessarily want to spank for, but you may want to try to correct that behavior using other methods like modeling good behavior. So what we want to do, let's look at one of our scenarios here that we can look at. So here we go. Here is one. We have a 3-year-old is throwing a tantrum in a store because she wants a toy. Are you going to spank there, yes or no? No, okay, good. So I say no because they're already crying and you're trying to get them to stop crying. So probably what I would use there would be removal or even a timeout. 3 minutes, 1 minute per year of age, take them out of the situation so they can calm down. One more. We have a 2-year-old boy reaching for a hot stove while his mother is in the kitchen. Spank or not?
I say yank.
Yes.
Like yank.
Yank.
Like,
I say yank, spank. So you're like, no, we're not going to do that. It scares them and they'll probably never do it again. So again, it's the parent's choice, but you don't always have to spank. You can use other methods.
I don't know. I'm such a lenient. Like
I know.
I like positive reinforcement.
Exactly.
But I know-
Exactly.
but there are dangerous situations.
There are dangerous situations, and you really want to make sure that you give it, especially when the child doesn't have a lot of language, for you to explain to them right in that moment. It's no, that is hot. We're not going to do that. And you're doing it with your hand on the bottom so that you know how hard you're hitting. But usually you want to talk it through as much as possible.
All right, Dr. K, and you'll be back with us tomorrow.
Yes.
So there's a part 2 to this on
Yes.
how to keep kids safe during the summer. So thank you. This is a hot topic.
Hot topic.